Christianity in China has a history going back to the 7th century during the Tang dynasty. Today, it comprises Catholics, Protestants, and a small number of Orthodox Christians, although its lineage in China is not as ancient as the institutional religions of Taoism, Mahayana Buddhism and Confucianism. Christianity has existed in China since at least the 7th century and has gained influence over the past 200 years. In recent years, the number of Chinese Christians has increased significantly, particularly since the easing of restrictions on religious activity during economic reforms in the late 1970s. Christians were 4 million before 1949. Today, accurate data on Chinese Christians is hard to access. According to official figures, Christians are 26 million, which excludes children and unregistered churches. On the other hand, some international Christian organizations estimate there are tens of millions more. In many parts of China, the practice of religion continues to be tightly controlled by government authorities. Chinese over the age of 18 are only permitted to join officially sanctioned Christian groups registered with the government-approved Protestant, Three Self-Church and China Christian Council, and Chinese Patriotic Catholic Church. On the other hand, many Christians practice in informal networks and unregistered congregations, often described as house churches or underground churches, the proliferation of which began in the 1950s when many Chinese Protestants and Catholics began to reject state-controlled structures purported to represent them. Members of such groups are said to represent the silent majority of Chinese Christians and represent many diverse theological traditions. Terminology. There are various terms used for God in the Chinese language, the most prevalent being Shangdi, used commonly by Protestants and also by non-Christians, and Tianzhu, which is most commonly favored by Catholics. Shen, also widely used by Chinese Protestants, defines the gods or generative powers of nature in Chinese traditional religions. Historically, Christians have also adopted a variety of terms from the Chinese classics as reference to God. For example, ruler and creator. Terms for Christianity in Chinese include Protestantism, Catholicism, and Eastern Orthodox Christians. The whole of Orthodox Christianity is named Zhangjiao. Christians in China are referred to as Christ followers, believers, or Christ religion followers, believers.